mysterious images that appeared in his photographs. That is, until he saw other rods on television.
I couldn't believe it. That what they were talking about on TV was exactly what I have on my film.
Luca finally knew what he was dealing with. The pictures were taken approximately 20 minutes apart on opposite sides of the island. The odds of this happening seem astronomical. Could the objects be some sort of animal flying thousands of feet in the air? Luca says no creature he knows of could withstand the enormous downforce created by the helicopter's rotors.
And we're talking about 65 to 70 miles per hour wind right there in front of the helicopter. I don't think any bugs can be able to fly in those conditions, stay right there, be able to take a picture of it like we did that day when I took the actual shot.
Could Hawaii be another hotbed of rod activity? Does the climate or exotic locale somehow attract these strange entities? One thing's for certain. Researchers will keep looking to the skies until they find the answers. Of the hundreds of rod sightings collected by Jose Escamilla, perhaps none is more incredible than this. May 19th, 1999. Residents of Oklahoma run for cover as a tornado tears across the countryside.
Oh, man, we've got trees everywhere. Man.
Television cameras record one of the most powerful forces of nature.
It's leveled a couple houses over here.
During this live TV report from a weather helicopter, the world's largest rod is revealed.
Val, can you talk to me?
Gary, we're continuing with a very large tornado. This thing is very large. I mean, it has to be probably a mile wide.
My gosh, we got a shot of a rod that comes out the clouds of the worst tornado in the history of Oklahoma City, May 1999.
Jose claims that this white streak bursting through the clouds is an incredible 50 feet long. Could it be flying debris uprooted by the storm? Not according to Jose. It comes and goes in just a 30th of a second. What else besides a rod could do that?
Choppers at 3,000 feet above ground, use cameras, and you have a rod that comes out, shows itself, and then goes back into the 300-mile-an-hour winds.
And if this one is 50 feet, one has to wonder, how big are they going to get? Now that you've seen the footage and heard the various theories and explanations, do you believe in rods?
It looks like an invasion to me. I mean, they're everywhere. Whereas 10 years ago, they weren't.
Or could this be one of the greatest hoaxes of all time?
It became very apparent to me right away that this was no hoax. I mean, it was the footage was all genuine. It was original. There was just too much of it. There was just too much volume of video footage for it to have been crafted by one man or even a team of people, and coming from too many different sources. And so I knew the hoax was not a situation.
Some say the existence of rods will never be acknowledged until one is caught.
Until one of these things ends up on an autopsy table or a dissecting tray, the scientific community really isn't going to acknowledge the reality of this creature.
But how do you capture an entity that travels hundreds of miles per hour and varies in size from only a few inches to more than 50 feet long?
I wouldn't even begin to tell you how we can catch one.
What about the eyewitnesses? How could complete strangers from around the world videotape the same unexplained objects?
We have thousands of videos. You got to ask, what would be the incentive for and the time involved to fake that many clips?
Perhaps the definitive proof is waiting to be discovered by you. With your own video camera.
If we had this same amount of visual evidence and you took this into a court of law on a murder case, I mean, there'd be no question.
But there are questions. And until they're answered, Jose and his fellow researchers will continue their search for the truth.
There have been many times where I said, you know, what is this worth anyway? Why am I doing this? Well, you know why I've done it? It's because I want to find out what it is.
Until then, the mystery remains unsolved.